Marcus Chen had never expected his old leather jacket to become the talk of Kepler Station's diplomatic quarter. The worn brown bomber, inherited from his grandfather who had run cargo through the asteroid belt, had seen better decades. Its synthetic leather was cracked, the zipper stuck halfway, and one pocket had a hole from when Marcus had tried to fix a plasma cutter while wearing it. But apparently none of that mattered to Zixai. The Valithan ambassador's daughter stood barely 4 feet tall, her chitinous blue-black carapace gleaming under the station's artificial lights. Like all of her species, she had 4 arms, compound eyes that shifted color with her moods, and delicate antennae that twitched at the slightest sound. And she was utterly fascinated by human customs. It had started as a joke, or at least Marcus had thought it was, during a diplomatic dinner. Ambassador Velter droned on about trade regulations while Zixai sat nearby, clearly bored. Her antenna drooped and her eyes shifted to a dull gray, the Valithan equivalent of fighting sleep. The station's environmental controls had malfunctioned again, dropping the dining hall temperature to near freezing. While the reptilian SOAR delegation and the energy-based Luminas seemed unaffected, humans were visibly shivering. Marcus noticed Zixai drawing her 4 arms close. Without thinking, he shrugged off his grandfather's jacket and draped it over her shoulders. "Here," he whispered. "Human tradition says you give your jacket to someone who's cold." Zixai's eyes immediately shifted to a brilliant golden yellow, surprise and delight. Her antenna perked up as she pulled the oversized jacket tighter around her small frame. It was comically large on her, the sleeves dangling past her hands, the hem nearly brushing her feet. That had been 3 weeks ago. Marcus expected to get the jacket back the next day, perhaps with a polite thank you note in the formal Valithan style. Instead, Zixai wore it to every subsequent meeting, every diplomatic function, and every casual encounter. She wore it over ceremonial robes during trade negotiations, with her environmental suit while touring the hydroponics bay, and even during weekly cultural exchange sessions. "Is there significance to the covering garment ritual?" Ambassador Velter had asked Marcus privately. His mandibles clicked in concern. "My daughter speaks of little else. She has requested detailed information on human jacket-giving customs from our cultural database." Marcus tried to explain it wasn't a ritual, just a simple gesture of kindness. The ambassador's expression suggested he didn't quite believe that anything human could be so simple. But Marcus himself was beginning to wonder. Watching Zixai navigate the station's corridors, the jacket flapping like a brown leather cape, he noticed how others treated her differently. The usually dismissive SOAR traders nodded respectfully when she passed. The Luminas, who ignored solid matter beings entirely, acknowledged her presence with flashes of light. And Zixai herself seemed transformed, more confident, more assured. During yesterday's cultural exchange, she had given an impromptu presentation on Valithan poetry, something she had never attempted before. Her antenna stayed upright, her eyes bright silver with pride. "The human friend Marcus has shown my people that gestures need not be grand to carry meaning," she had said, tugging the jacket's collar around her neck. "This simple gift has taught me that kindness translates across all species." That evening, Marcus found her on the observation deck, still wearing the jacket, gazing out at the swirling nebula surrounding Kepler Station. Purple and gold gases created an ever-changing cosmic canvas. "Zixas," he said softly, approaching. Her antenna twitched in acknowledgement, though she didn't turn. "I have been researching human customs," she said. "The giving of clothing items. In your species, it often signifies protection, care, belonging." Marcus felt his cheeks warm. "Sometimes," he said, "but sometimes it's just because someone looks cold." She finally turned. Her compound eyes glowed a warm amber. "And sometimes," she said, "it becomes more than what was intended." Before Marcus could ask, Ambassador Velter appeared, flanked by 2 officials he didn't recognize. "Daughter," the ambassador said formally, "I present Sub-Commander and Cultural Attaché Vexi. They have come from the homeworld specifically to study this jacket phenomenon." The newcomers stared at Zixai, fascinated. "Is it true?" Sub-Commander Technol asked, antenna vibrating with excitement. that this garment grants the wearer increased social status among alien species and represents a formal alliance between your family and the human government? Marcus opened his mouth to correct them, but Zixai spoke first. It represents something far more valuable, she said, straightening the jacket's collar. It represents the human capacity for spontaneous kindness. They give freely, expecting nothing in return. This jacket is not a political tool or a status symbol. It is proof that some species value individual comfort over diplomatic protocol. She looked at Marcus. Her eyes shone blue-white, a brilliance he had never seen before. It is proof that humans understand something the rest of us have forgotten. Sometimes the smallest gestures create the strongest bonds. As the Valithan officials murmured among themselves, scribbling on their digital tablets, Marcus realized that his simple joke had become something far larger. Word would spread to the Valithan homeworld, and from there to the greater Galactic Council. Humanity's reputation for unexpected kindness would grow, all because of one worn leather jacket and a cold diplomatic dinner. Zixai smiled, a complex expression involving the positioning of her mandibles that Marcus had spent weeks learning to read. "I think," she said quietly, "I will wear this every day." Marcus realized he was perfectly fine with that. Please follow my channel for more videos. One click from you can change my life.